Once again, the ambassador, Steve Casey, is speaking to you moronic Americans. Presently, I'm in Australia, and even here, the word is out. The new place to be is the AWF. Well, let me tell you something. Next week, I'm coming to America, and it's going to be your privilege to see me in action.
And Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from Minneapolis, weighing 215 pounds, John Paul.
All right, John Paul from Minneapolis, Minnesota. All right, John.
Your hometown.
Absolutely.
I hate it. Go Florida.
And his opponent from Kensington, London, England, weighing 265 pounds, he is the ambassador, Steve Casey.
Well, ladies, would you get a load of this? The ambassador, Steve Casey, resplendent in the bow tie and the suspenders and the derby. A very, very arrogant individual who has been tossing out challenges to everybody in the American Wrestling Federation, particularly gentleman Chris Adams.
Yeah, but this guy's got that good-looking jawline. He's 6'5", he's 270 pounds. Those girls are trying to crawl over the railing to get to this guy.
Well, he wants no part of it. He is focused right now on John Paul
from Minnesota.
Absolutely, the Gopher State, and we're proud of it.
Why don't you go for anything? Just get out of here.
Stop picking on me.
All right.
He hands the ringside attendant all his garb here. He's in full regalia.
Yeah, this guy is a graduate of the Wigan Academy in England. It's where they teach young guys submission wrestling. They don't teach them how to pin people. You learn that later on. He knows every joint lock and every submission there is. And I hope he teaches me a couple to use on you, Carson.
Well, knock it off, for heaven's sakes. And I don't want to take anything away from his opponent, John Paul.
You know all about him, don't you?
Absolutely.
Give us some background.
I have seen John Paul actually since his debut in professional wrestling about 7-8 years ago. This is a talented young man, but already he's in trouble.
Yeah, right there, Casey floated from a Finnish cravat, which is a European move, to a Grumman or front face lock. I know all this stuff.
Boy, I'm getting a lesson here.
Yeah, well, anytime you're sitting next to me, you should learn something. Nice move, ducking the lariat, and look at the arrogance. The one thing about this guy is he is silky smooth.
Well, you know, you talk about arrogance, Terry. I have to agree with you, for heaven's sakes. You don't turn your back on anybody in professional wrestling.
Well, it's like a guy said to me one time, I don't turn my back on anybody I'm scared of. So I guess he's not afraid.
Ducks the attempt over the top. Great agility. Oh, what a clothesline by John Paul. And he rocked the big man. He doesn't know where he is.
Boy, he got hit in the face, hit his head on the mat. He's dazed. His eyes are open, but they're going sky. Oh, playing some opossum.
And big elbow.
Right, that was on the chin, not the throat.
He got some velocity and some height on that one, and John Paul is in a world of hurt.
Look at the deadpan expression there by the ambassador. One-arm backbreaker, well executed. But look at this, well, turn around so what I'm saying makes sense. Would you there, ambassador? His face, the countenance never changes.
Absolutely not. He's got that one expression, glaring at his opponent with disdain. Oh, Russian leg sweep, and hits hard down on the canvas, and John Paul is in real trouble.
Yeah, I hate that move. I did that to a couple of guys, and if you don't know what you're doing, and that's all I'm going to say about that, is you hurt yourself as much because you're taking the same fall unless you can shift your momentum, and he did it well.
Well, John Paul tried to fire back a very ineffectual shot to the midsection. And right now, Ambassador Steve Casey firmly in control, and he tosses John Paul outside the ring.
Yeah, there's one thing about this guy. When you have no respect for your opponent, you can throw him out because you know no matter how much you... Oh, now that's great agility. He jumped over the top rope, came down with a sledgehammer to the back. When you don't respect your opponent, you throw him outside and do things like that.
You know, and Terry, we have to address the issue of Steve Casey tossing out these challenges to gentleman Chris Adams, a fellow countryman.
Yeah, but what happens if he doesn't beat John Paul?
Right.
You know, you gotta back things up here. I think I know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna do the flip and roll? No. Oh. Wow, what a move.
Had to break a rib on that one. In for the cover, hooks the leg. This one is over. And a very, very impressive performance here by Ambassador Steve Casey. You know, the referee tried to raise his arm in victory. He even shoved the referee aside. This is one arrogant individual, Terry.
Yeah, but he backed it up. He came out here challenging everybody. He's got an international reputation. He comes in here using some of those European moves, and John Paul may have never seen it before. I tell you, John Paul's a great wrestler. He'll have another day, but today it belongs to the Ambassador.
Well, this is where he missed that drop kick.
I'm doing the slow-mo. Watch yourself on the chin. Bang in the face, not the chest. Russian leg sweep, well executed. And then he does this fall-away slam. Look at how his body weight spears John Paul. Yeah, he did a good job, and he's pretty happy with himself. Steve Casey, the Ambassador, nice little smile.
Well, it's about time some expression. Steve Casey is standing by right now with our broadcast colleague, Kenny Resnick. Here we go.
He is the Ambassador from Kensington, England, and certainly the Casey Kamikaze, very devastating. If I may, this term Ambassador, now where did that come from?
Listen, you American reprobate. When you speak to an ambassador, you call me sir.
All right, I'll rephrase it. Where did this term Ambassador come from, sir?
I was born with the title ambassador. I represent everything that is great in Europe. I am the representative of Europe, the finest wrestling style in the world. And you see, you Americans, you low-bred Americans, we gave you the language, we gave you the tongue to speak. If it wasn't for the English, you'd be speaking Arapaho. We gave you everything. Now you're going to try and go back to my style of wrestling, the round system. That is my territory, and that is your downfall, you heathens.
He is the Ambassador. Let's go back to ringside.